Good afternoon or good morning, friends from Houston, Texas. We've got some good news for you. There is some progress on the immigration front for immigration news. Of course, it's still early, but there is some movement for you on your for the immigration proposal in Congress. And let me see if I can share that with you. In the meantime, if you have any questions, my friends, there is a link down below in the description box, whether you're watching on our Facebook group, our Facebook page, or on YouTube. There is a link if you want to join the studio so you can ask me questions directly. Otherwise, of course, you're more than welcome to post a question in the comment section for any platform that you're watching, and we'll do our best to answer your question as long as we have some kind of answer to provide to you. Of course, there are situations that is more detailed for your specific case. And in that situation, we do recommend you call into our office. Let me put in, we actually got a new phone number for our Houston office. So let me write that for you. 346-330-5888. Too many eights there. Okay. Perfect. So I'll show that right there. So once you call into the office, which by the way, for you, our fans watching, our audience, we greatly appreciate you watching and sharing our video so that YouTube can share this to more people seeking immigration news, up-to-date immigration news to people just like yourselves who need help. We're here to solve your immigration problem because unfortunately, some people do hire like a notario and hire a bad lawyer and get sent the wrong way. So we want to put you on the right path and solve your immigration problem, even if you already tried to start it. So here's the great offer, special offer for y'all that you're following and subscribing. It is a free 15 minutes so that you can speak directly to attorneys, and sometimes it will include me. So unfortunately, we've been getting much busier, so I can't, well, that's a good thing, of course, but I can't attend every single consultation. So I'll definitely try my best. If not, it'll be a different attorney, of course. But yes, special offer for you as you're watching, free 15 minutes. All you have to do is call in to this number for Houston office, even if you live anywhere in all 50 states of America or outside of America. If you're outside of America, here it is. This is our WhatsApp number. So you're welcome to message there. There's a bunch of ways that you can message us. We want to make sure we're able to answer your question in a timely manner because I know you've been waiting for that answer. The other thing is you can, which we also recommend, is fill out the intake form down below. So in the meantime, let me get to some of the questions. Hi, Nicole. Nice to see you again. I think you're out of the Chicago area, if I have a good memory. Hopefully I do. Paramveer Gaming. Nice to see you again. What should public do to increase U visa from 10,000 cap, which if you're not familiar, there's for U visas, which is victim of a crime, it's a cap of 10,000 per fiscal year. So basically, 12 calendar months. It starts September 1st, and then resets August 31st. The Param's talking about 30,000 because that is the proposal in the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021 that Senator Melendez out of New Jersey and also House Representative Linda Sanchez out of California have proposed. That's one of the really strong benefits of this proposal because if you don't know, so U visa is a benefit for people who have been victim of crime. And some people might think, oh, there's not too many people who have been victim of crime. It's not, in addition to domestic violence, which doesn't always have to be a person who's married to a U.S. citizen. That would be for VAWA purposes. But for U visa, that can include, we've had clients that have been unfortunately hit by a drunk driver or been hit at a bar, for example, late night drinking. That is considered a qualifying crime. There's a long list of crimes, and even if it's not part of that standard list, we do try to advocate if it makes sense and politely argue to the police department or district attorney's office or the criminal judge, that we can ask any three of them to sign off. Now sorry, I had to give context there for everyone, but Param, the best way to help in this situation, to encourage your elected politician in your area is, or if you live in abroad and you have someone else, a relative that's in the United States, is go to our website. We have a resource page. If you go to, I believe, let me make sure it works for me. But I do have a link below, description below. If you find the resource page, it does take you to a page on our website that it kind of gives you a guideline, first of all, to find who your elected official is. And then, let's see here. Okay, I've got a bunch of websites, so let me see, make sure this works. Okay. So you go to that page, you'll see that link down below. Okay, let me add it here as a banner so you can see it. See the website specific for that. Immigration law firm Houston.com/resource, and it will take you to where you can find the different websites. You know what? Let me just go ahead and share my website. So then you'll have a really good idea what to do. So I'd say this is a good starting point. Let me increase the screen. Okay, go to this page on my website. Okay, and number one thing is find your elected official. And then, you know, we don't have a script for you right now, but if you're interested in one, what exactly to say, you know, we do have some standard templates that you can say. It doesn't matter if the political office thinks that it's a standard letter. The important thing is that you do mail something or do email something to their office, so they can count. They can start taking a tally of how many people care about this issue. So this is a really good point, because let me take this off screen. This is a really good point that your Param Gaming has mentioned, because the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021 includes a lot of positive provisions that help, positive benefits that, of course, to help the immigrant population, persons like yourself, of course, right? The people that we're helping to solve your immigration problem. But as much as I know about Congress and Republicans and Democrats, you know, some really like to work together, but the majority of people are not going to work together. That's unfortunate how the situation is in America. It's very strained relations. But I really hope people can work across the aisle, as we call it here, and get things done. But of course, usually when that happens, there is something we call compromise. And so the current proposal of the U.S. Citizenship Act does include a lot of people. It can include a lot of people. So I recommend, checking if you could be eligible for it. Disclaimer, again, this is only a proposal. We have previous videos about this. Of course, you can search on internet, see there's some information. But even if you think you are eligible now, you might not be eligible in the future when it actually does pass. So, of course, we are hesitant to answer your questions about that. But I know you are definitely anxious. I understand. So let me get to some of the questions. Hopefully I did answer your question, Param Veer Gaming. Tuma, nice to see you. Good morning. Oh, my phone's talking to me. That's kind of the freaky thing about these new technology devices, and like Google Home or Alexa, Amazon. You gotta be careful. Okay, Tuma, you got a question. By the way, let us know where y'all watching from. I'm always interested, because I know there's people from India and all their smaller countries watching, and even, of course, in the United States, California, reaching people in California, New York, and Chicago. I think it's pretty amazing. We're getting out there, share the valuable information with you. Okay, Tuma, your question is, thank you very much. Hope everything's well with your family as well. Do I happen to know anything about Kenya and their CR1 visa processing status? Now, straight answer, no, I don't. Because, I mentioned this in a previous video, the Department of State, they have issued a statement about a couple weeks ago, right after President Biden said that proclamation, the family ban visa proclamation is over. The State Department issued a statement announcement saying that they're gonna start interviews. They've already started interviews. That's not nationwide or not worldwide. But at the same time, even though President Biden reversed that proclamation by Trump or that visa ban, he's also, or the State Department said that, depending on every location worldwide, some may take longer than others to officially fully reopen. Again, the main reason is because the workforce, they may not have as many people working there, because we've already been through 1 year pandemic. So they might not be at 100%. Or the logistics, their space, their office in their building, it might not be big enough to hold as many people with the social distancing to undergo like 100% of the interviews. But Tuma, I can share with you an idea of what's going on at your consulate. Tuma, can you tell me which consulate you're looking for? And I will share my screen to kind of give you an idea of where you can look. Now, the thing about this is not 100% accurate, because if you're CR1, typically the process is that they will email you your interview date. You don't get to choose. If it's a fiancé visa case, you do get to choose. But hopefully, because they're supposed to ramp up these interviews, hopefully they will. Oh, you told me Kenya. Okay, so let me check this out. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let me try to find it. I'm going to share the page with you. Okay, let me just share, before I get to the final page, let me just share what I'm looking at so you have an idea where to go for yourself. Because what I try to do is I don't want you to have to wait for me. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, you can see this, right? Okay, perfect. You see the long list. And I'm gonna find Nairobi. Okay, here's Nairobi for Kenya. Okay, here it goes. Somewhere here, it should give you an idea of, okay, so it says, for example, register your appointment online. So first try to do this, okay? Because some people might not even have the case number through National Visa Center. Short name is NVC, but if you do have it, try to register your account online. If you have a difficult time finding the specific website, the best way to do it, of course, other than internet search it, is to go to the travel.state.gov website, okay, and then look for the embassy or consulate location. So in Kenya, of course, is Nairobi. And then what you do after this, you do have to take a medical exam. You want to do that several days before your actual interview date, okay? I was actually trying to find something else here to give you an idea if it's open. Okay, what I was trying to do is actually go to so I had this link, the visa appointment wait times. It is in the description box below. For any of the live shows, I always have that. Actually, all my videos should have this website link, so you can go straight to it. Okay, you see this here, visa appointment wait time. Okay, these are all non-immigrant visas. So it's not going to say for CR1, RR, or even for fiancé K1, all right? But you can still have an idea if your embassy or consulate is really even open, like near 100%, So here Nairobi says 999 calendar days. It has this wait time in quotation. So that really just means they're only allowing for emergency appointments, which we'll have a separate video about that, okay? So you can understand that. So you can understand if you qualify for the emergency appointment. Okay, so hopefully that helps. I think someone else had a question about a different embassy, so I can just check at the same time. Okay, looking through the notes here. Okay, love, you're asking about Haiti. So let me see if I can ask. I can look here. Okay. Keep the questions coming. Let me see if I can. I'm also slotted for 15 more minutes because I have to get to a consultation after this. But if you have questions and I don't get to you, I apologize in advance. Please fill out the intake form in the description box below. It starts with Ting Law. Then that's the website you know to fill that out. Okay, so let's go to this one. Okay, we're gonna show a couple websites. Okay, port all prints. So here it shows, I mean, they all usually show 999 days up here, but visitor visa, 26 days, student visa, exchange visitor visa, 26 days, all other non-immigrant visa, 26 days. So that is a great thing. Now I want to show you a different website to give you a better idea. Okay, let me see if I can switch. Okay, I have to try to take you to another website so you have a better idea. There are a couple other ones. Okay, here we go. Let me see if it's big enough for you. Let me make that a little bigger. Oops, wrong way. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, that looks big enough. All right, so here's a Port au Prince consulate offices and embassy office in Haiti. So I like to go here. Where I'm looking at is the U.S. Embassy website for Haiti, and you click visas. Okay, and usually they have something else called like, non-immigrant visa and one for immigrant visa. If you're CR1 or IR, this is where you want to look, immigrant visa. And here it has a statement. So most of the consulate or embassy websites have some kind of statement mentioning what the progress is of reopening. It may not necessarily give you a specific day or say 100% or not, but it does give you a pretty good idea. So please check that out. I'll see if I can add this other link to search for any embassy. Okay. So this one says, thanks consular customers, so that'd be you, for your patience as we continue to work to serve the public while mitigating negative effects of COVID-19 pandemic. And so that was what the State Department said as well. They're pleased to announce that they're now conducting a limited number of student exchange visitor visas, which is non-immigrant visa. Interviews are available for applicants in F, J, and M visa categories with approved I-20. Okay, you're not asking about that, so I'm going to skip. Let's see if it says anything about the IR. Okay. The previous suspended processing of certain immigrant visas was lifted February 24th, 2021. Yes, that's right. Thank you. Accordingly, the embassy is able to resume processing family preference immigrant visas. Wonderful, wonderful. And completion of documentation process. So, of course, really the financial documentation to show that you can, quote unquote, financially support your beneficiary, whether, whichever type of family member it is. It also goes on to say, which, by the way, we'll post a separate video about that because I know some people, especially because of pandemic, some of y'all are not working, whether you're a U.S. citizen or resident. So we will explain a different video about joint sponsor. I like to go in tangent, so I'll stop right there. I'll have a separate video about that for you, my friends. I'll go on to say here on the website, please note, however, that due to ongoing pandemic and in order to protect you, the clients, and their staff, The U.S. Embassy must continue to strictly limit the number of visa appointments each day. We will continue to update applicants accordingly via our website and social media. So that also reminds me. Okay, well, let me go to what I was about to say. Go to Twitter, okay? I'm not a complete huge fan of Twitter because it's just kind of like a rabbit hole. Once you get started and start looking there, you might get stuck and continue looking, kind of like Facebook. But just that's my personal thought. Go to Twitter and find the U.S. Embassy for for this, or the consulate office for this location, or you can follow the State Department Twitter name, so you can get an idea of any progress, but preferably for the specific embassy or consulate, so they can give you a quicker idea. It might even be faster than funny thing about social media, you might be able to get more prompt information that way on social media than you would on the website, but usually it's happens at the same time. It's not like you're going to check the website every single day. But here is, if you have a question about your application, please write to this email address. I highly recommend that. So you can kindly ask, because remember, this is just human behavior. There's going to be so many people emailing, calling in. I recommend just sending an email kindly saying, share your NVC case number, your applicant name, the date of birth, the petitioner's name and date of birth, at least that basic information. Oh, and also the priority date, okay? Whether it's the I-29F or the I-130, you want the receipt notice from those applications. You want to provide that information, okay? We'll have a separate video about that as well, so you can take your time to watch that. We will try to have that available for you tomorrow, okay? And but you can probably honestly find this online, but we'll try to make it a very short video for you. We appreciate you watching. So hopefully that gives you an idea, okay? And here is, they've also resumed all routine services for U.S. citizens in Haiti, which you probably don't care about that unless you give birth to a child in your country. Okay, in that case, then you can file a birth certificate, or basically, proof of U.S. citizenship for your child. Okay, of course, assuming you're married to a U.S. citizen. All right, so hopefully that gives you an idea, friends. And then I explained that quite a bit. So you're welcome, Tuma. You're welcome. Let's see. Now going to other questions here. Jayendra, good morning to you. Everest, do you have a question about VAWA? If you're speaking about the proposal, immigration proposals, I don't have information about that right now. But if you're asking about VAWA in general, like what it means, what it is, I'm happy to create a video about that as well. That will probably be in a couple of days, but we'll have that available for you, Everest. Okay, but if you have for VAWA purposes, I do recommend, whether it's me, our team, or some other law firm, you do need to have the documentation, okay? Whether it's like a police call log, police incident report, arrest report. Many people come to us, especially for U visa, and they did not call the police. I know it may seem strange, especially in the political climate right now, to say, why would I call police? Well, if someone's hitting you, abusing you, you need to report that to police, really, because they're there to protect you. When police get to the scene of the incident or a crime, they're not going to ask you, at least knock on wood, they're not supposed to ask you your immigration status, okay? Because they want to be able to take down the abuser. They want to take down the person who's committing the crime. So they're focused on that person. So when police do come, please mention the story, because a lot of people say, oh, well, I care a lot about my husband. I'm not trying to make this, I need to make this gender neutral, because I know there's some people who the abuser is the female gender. So it can go both ways, for sure. Some people might not realize that. But anyways, you need to report to police, okay? I know it can be difficult. And number two, you need to actually make the report when the police do show up. I've had some clients in the past, we've been able to make it work, but it is, of course, difficult. It makes it more difficult if you don't have a police report. Okay, so you actually need to agree to do that. And especially because then the cops will be like, well, then why did you call us here if you're not filing a report? So the next time you call them in the future, they're less likely to think your situation is real because you didn't file a report last time. So really important to do that, okay? And what report means basically share your story of what happened to the police, and you make sure that is on paper. They will give you an incident number, usually at least in the Dallas, Houston area, a little card that has an incident number so you can follow up within the next couple of weeks. Okay, Kareem, you may have this question sounds familiar. Last time we had the live show, you need advice 485 after I-130 approval. Congrats on the I-130 approval, or keep finishing through consular process. C1D visa expired, married here in USA 4 years. So, C1D, you are prohibited. C1D is crewman visa. You are prohibited, anyone that has that, prohibited from going to the next step of 45. So I will save you personally, I haven't heard of a waiver specific for this situation. I'll go ahead and check that this afternoon. I'll ask my team to check that. But the general rule is you cannot adjust status if you enter the U.S. recently or the most recent entry for you last 4 years with a C1D. So many people, especially if you had hired like a notario, you want to be careful of that. We help a lot of clients who hired a notary and they mess it up because they don't know the law. Funny thing is they don't know the law. They didn't go to law school and they don't study immigration, right? Just looking at an immigration article online, anyone can do that. Just having the education to help you, my friend. So there's a very prime example of why you need an immigration lawyer because there's some situations like K1 visa, some very few people have come to us and said, I enter a K1 or C1D and you know what? I'm not getting married to that person actually. Well, and unfortunately, you can't adjust status, get married to someone else because you came on that K1 specific based on that petitioner. So hopefully that gives you an idea. And Kareem, unfortunately, the more years you are here, the longer you're prolonging the situation. So give us a call, schedule an appointment, or fill out the lead form, intake form down below. It starts with Ting Law. We'll advise you more about the consular processing and the consequences of leaving the U.S. Because based on what I see here, the limited facts, you will need a 601A waiver, okay, based on marriage to a U.S. citizen spouse. And those are the cases that is what we call ideal client. We try to help as many people as possible, but unfortunately for our business concept, we do take limited cases because we want to provide quality work to you. So we're really careful what kind of cases we do accept, but we're happy, of course, to take a look at your case, review your facts. Hi, Facebook user. Nice to see you. Kareem, or wait for the new law to get passed and drop the 10-year ban. Well, very good comment there. By the way, all comments and questions I welcome. I wouldn't necessarily depend on the potential new law. Of course, all potential, it's only a bill, it's only a proposal. And if you ask me for my estimation, if they will drop the 10-year ban, that was part of our wish list. I had a long wish list on my previous video in January about what to include in the new law, right? That is in there. Many other things are in there to help you, but I do think this would be one of those that possibly Republicans will be like, no, it was there for a reason, so we're not going to get it removed, because otherwise it could be, I don't know the numbers, right? It could be a lot of people that could benefit, which is great for us, but I think that's something Republicans could push back if there is a compromise. But I know there is some talk about Congress or Democrats trying to do this as a reconciliatory process so that it would bypass Republicans, bypass the filibuster. Okay, so anyway, Kareem, fill out that intake form down below. We're happy to help. Take a look at your case. Ray, nice to see you, my friend from New Jersey. I hope the weather's good, getting better out there. I know March is usually pretty bad weather on the East Coast. Same to you, Elena. Nice to see you. Looks like you got a question or you got your arm raised. What is that? A hair dryer emoji? I can't tell. Or a wine glass? Okay. Love, love. You're in Syracuse, New York. Your husband's in Haiti. I hope things have been better in Haiti. I know there's been a lot, hurricanes always cross through there. So hopefully he's doing good. But let's try to get him back to New York with you. And your question is, the affidavit of support, 864. How do you sign it? Upload it to the National Visa Center. It says it wants your original signature. So if you received your NVC number before a certain time period last year, it may force you to mail it in. But I know in general that the U.S. government through the National Visa Center is, at least for new cases, trying to do everything online. So if you log into your case, put your case number, NVC, and then also the invoice number, log in and see if they let you upload it. Because if they do, then go ahead and upload it. What they mean by original signature is that you actually have to print the document, okay, and then physically sign it. They don't want an electronic signature, so you can still upload it. Okay, love. Hopefully that helps. When are they voting for DREAM Act? It's very early, but since you asked a question, I'm gonna share my screen. Let me see if I find it here. I'll share you some update here on the progress of at least one of these bills, and we'll go to provide a separate video about that later this week. Okay, so let me make this a little bit bigger for y'all. This is the one for essential workers. I know some of y'all just asked that question in the comments. This is Senate Bill 747. Oh, kind of like a plane there. A bill to amend the Immigration Nationality Act to provide for adjustment of status, aka also known as green card resident status, of essential workers. So that would be great, because really I know there's a lot of you out there that really are an essential worker, especially been working during the pandemic when many states were locked down. And let's see, I know a lot of y'all asked what can be included as essential worker. I think you know what essential worker would be, but it really depends what Congress thinks, right? So that is another situation that you need to contact your elected official, even if you don't have status, because you don't have to write in your letter what your status is. You can just mention, I have a family member in this situation, is in this industry, this kind of occupation, whether you're like a dasher, I guess you call it, like a dash driver or Uber Eats driver, child care worker. There's so many. There's a long list. A nurse. We just keep going. But anyway, I'm showing this one to you because it was the Senate version was officially introduced. Okay, there's a House of Representative version that's already been introduced, but this one was introduced. The latest action was yesterday. So we want to provide this information as timely as possible for you. But look here, here's a tracker. It's only been introduced. We have a long way to go here to become law. Long way to go. So this is introduced by Democratic Senator Alex Padilla. I believe he actually took over Vice President Kamala Harris's position. Of course, he had to get elected. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Special election. So specifically what happened yesterday, they read the text of the bill twice, and now the process goes to a committee, to a smaller group of people. I think it's 20, maybe 20 people. I'm just guessing here, but a smaller group of politicians to go through the debate within that committee. Okay, so in this situation, it's the committee on Judiciary Committee. So even though it says Judiciary, which is for judges, judge appointments, all immigration bills goes to this committee. They have control over this. Okay, so let me see here. So we'll try to provide all the, when we get the text of the bill, we'll be looking out for that, and we'll have a video for that for you, my friends. Okay, so back to the other questions. So Jeff, hopefully I answered your question, at least for that proposal. That's what's going on. If you're just now tuning in, it's a 34-minute mark. Okay, I got to go soon, my friends. But if you're just now tuning in and you've subscribed to our channel, we have a free benefit for you, okay? You get a free consultation with me as one of the attorneys, or a free 15 minutes is what I meant to say, or with another attorney on our team. Okay, we have of-counsel relationships with other attorneys that can also help you across the country. So let's see here. Nicole, if you have a case pending asylum, you can apply for TPS. I think when you say TPS in this situation is if I don't know if you actually mean the actual TPS or the proposal, but TPS in general has a cutoff. Usually has a cutoff time, registration cutoff. So you want to check that out, okay, Nicole? If you'd like for us to review if you're eligible for something like that, please fill out the intake form down below. Or, my friends, you can call our Houston number. We recommend that. Okay, let me go to some of the questions here. Does a DREAM Act? Sorry, friends, I'm looking to the side because I have a big screen to make sure I can get all your questions in. Hi, Patty. Nice to see you, my friend. Okay, a lot of y'all are asking when XYZ bill will pass. It's still early. You know, if you think it's like going for a vote, some people say like, oh, it's going for a vote this week or next week. That doesn't mean necessarily the entire body of Congress. It can be at the committee level, for example. Usually it starts at the committee level. It gets introduced in the whole body, but then it goes to the committee level. They have a workflow, basically, of step by step. So hopefully that helps. Rain, yes, I can't wait for you can't wait for spring either. Well, the weather here in Houston, we'll just keep it the same here because it's like 70, 80 degrees. We'll keep it the same because if you don't know anything about Texas, it gets really hot in the summer. So we want to keep it like 70, 80 over here. Kareem, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, friends. Well, if I haven't been able to ask your question, I try to get to every one of them, but I try to also answer some questions. Okay, let me answer one more. Osvaldo, does the DREAM Act apply for people outside the U.S.? Unfortunately, no. It's for childhood arrivals. If you arrived the U.S. when you were a child, or under 18, as proposed by one of the proposals, the DREAM Act, American Dream and Promise Act. So there's a lot of proposals out there. There's at least 3 or 4 on each side. So there's actual movement, positive movement. Look, I'm not going to mention anything if it's not positive because otherwise just wasting your time. But if there's actual positive movement, I will mention it, okay, or make a separate video for you. But in the meantime, if I haven't been able to answer questions, I apologize. Please re-ask it again in the comments below after the show, or just fill out the lead form, and one of our client cares advocate will call you, okay, within 24 hours. Thank you very much. Until next time, please continue wearing a mask and watch out. Keep an eye out for our live show on Friday. Take care now. Bye-bye.